I am Dana Malcolm. This is your Top Stories morning edition for Friday, January 5th, 2024. Coming up, the news that matters most.
There's only one place in Providenciales where you can really feel your duty-free savings, and that's at Sam's Club on Leeward Highway. Duty-free bread basket items on top of Sam's Club already low prices? If you're not shopping at Sam's Club, you're paying too much.
Getting in and out of the Turks and Caicos via the Providenciales International Airport can be a long and arduous process some days, especially when several flights land all at once. We queried why. Arlington Musgrove, Minister of Border Services, told us slot management, or the programmed scheduling of flights to control volume and timing, is not active locally, as it works best in large airports rather than secondary airports like the Howard Hamilton International Airport or Provo International Airport. Despite the explanation, residents are now querying whether some improvements can be made to spread out the flights for ease of travel. Dr. Virginia Clerveaux is the newest permanent secretary in the Turks and Caicos Islands, having been appointed to the governor's office. The announcement came from the office of the deputy governor on January 3rd. Magnetic Media is your news leader.
Flow's TV packages will give you something to talk about, with quality entertainment for any and everyone. Paramount Plus originals, blockbuster movies, iconic brands like Showtime, CBS, Nickelodeon, and more. Get the Flow TV Plus package with 119 channels and Paramount Plus access for only $45 a month. Switch to Flow TV today for a world of entertainment.
A serious deficit in public prosecutors is affecting the Turks and Caicos. There's 1 vacant position for principal prosecutor, 3 for senior public prosecutor, and 1 vacant position for public prosecutor. Angela Brooks, acting director of public prosecutions, explains.
It has been difficult attracting the right caliber of prosecutors, and the previous recruitment process due largely to the conditions of service. The local prosecutors have always found the grass greener in the private sector and other government departments.
Brooks, who took over this month with the impending resignation of Eugene Otonye, was speaking during the legal year opening ceremony on January 4th. Another accused in the local court system has had to wait for an extended period of time before his case was brought before a judge. Dominique Mizik of Q North Caicos has been remanded for almost a year now. Wilkie Arthur, court correspondent, reports Mizik has pled not guilty to charges stemming from a shooting incident in January 2023. Mizik only saw the judge in November 2023. The power of attraction. Magnetic Media.
There is simply nowhere else in the Turks and Caicos Islands that you can find such a wholesome variety of your favorite fresh foods. There is simply nowhere else in the Turks and Caicos Islands that you can find such outstanding service. And there is simply nowhere else in the TCI to answer your every food craving in a chic, comfortable, centrally located store. That's a place you can trust. Number 1 is Graceway IGA. Fresh, service, trust for over 20 years.
Even as the government attempts to meet with contractors, some locals are skeptical. Following the announcement of meetings with contractors to help them properly submit their tenders, some residents reached out to the news team with concerns that even with properly submitted tenders, they were overlooked. Additionally, other residents expressed concern that for the larger contracts won by overseas contractors, enough Turks Islanders were not being considered for secondary jobs. Despite this, when we spoke to Jamel Robinson, Minister of Physical Planning and Infrastructure Development, he was hopeful. He explained that the presentations were well received by the contractors who attended the meetings, and many questions were answered regarding to the tender process. Earlier this year, at a contractors symposium, Robinson had revealed that a new contractors bill is in the draft stage. Tourism stakeholders are being invited by the Ministry of Tourism to meet with consultants regarding the ongoing Tourism Capacity Carrying Study. Dates include Monday, January 8th at the Kankbar Community Center at 10 a.m., Monday, January 8th once more at the Adelaide Ulmer Primary School at 5 p.m., and Thursday, January 11th at the Community Center in South Caicos at 11 a.m. Tourism capacity carrying refers to the maximum number of visitors that may be in a destination at any point in time without causing adverse effects on the local population and environment. For weather in the Turks and Caicos Islands today, it is going to be mostly sunny with a few clouds early on and a high at 79 degrees Fahrenheit. For tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low at 74 degrees Fahrenheit. That is it for this edition of the news. I am Dana Malcolm. Thank you so much for joining us. The news is a Magnetic Media production, and it is free to share.